Hi, my name is Alex. Welcome to the PAX Podcast. I am the Director of Community Outreach at Peace Action Exhibition, also known as PAX. This podcast is designed to showcase the work of peace professionals and support PAX in developing engaged peace workers. Furthermore, our podcast highlights individuals and organizations that are making an impact in bridging the gap between academia and action. This is our first podcast recorded on December 14th, 2016. Hello, my name is Alex Cribbs. I'm here with the Peace Action Exhibition. Today we're sitting down with David Prater of the War Prevention Initiative. So welcome.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. So let's begin by talking about how you got involved with peace work so we can get some background.
Sure, yeah. After my undergrad, I worked for the Department of Defense for a little while, and with the 3 years I was with them, I got to know how conflict was addressed on one side of the issue, and I began being interested in how conflict can be addressed in more effective ways. So I started reading about conflict resolution and the various alternatives to war, which led me to pursue a graduate degree in conflict resolution. Did some research, ended up in Portland at Portland State's conflict resolution program, and the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah. And that's the program that I'm also in. It's a great program, everyone. So let's talk a little bit about your final project and kind of led you to where you are now.
Sure. Yeah, I together with Patrick Hiller of the War Prevention Initiative, we created a publication called the Peace Science Digest, which is a research digest for the field of peace and conflict studies. And what we do is we take current research from the field and organize it and condense it in a comprehensible summary that really lets the research be more applicable to practitioners in the media and the public policymakers and all the possible beneficiaries of that important research. The digest really was created out of the need for this bridge between the research and the practitioner community. In the field of peace and conflict studies, there's often not a lot of communication between those two communities, and that's a shame in all aspects of academia, but especially in this field, because there are very peaceful ambitions of this field, and in order to realize those ambitions, those communities need to work together a lot more than they have previously. So we're hoping to bridge that gap as much as we can and help research inform practice and practice inform research.
Right on. So what is your title here at the War Prevention Initiative?
I am a program manager, specifically the communications program manager. A lot of my work is editing and writing the digest, but I also have other tasks as well, but majority of my work is curating that research digest.
And for people that don't know, what else does the War Prevention Initiative do?
Sure, yeah. So we do public education on the nonviolent alternatives to war. We share information and resources with multiple constituencies and try to just network within the larger peace community. There's a growing and more professional community out there that is working to end war and really realize the costs, both economic and social costs of war, and we're trying to get that information out there and work with other organizations that are trying to do the same.
So yeah, there is kind of that idea that war is inevitable. It's part of our human nature. that we have to go to war to solve certain problems. And that is, contrary to the belief of this organization.
Yeah, no, definitely. One of the things we know is that we're at a stage in human history where we can say with confidence that there are better and more effective alternatives to war and violence, and that's something we try to drive home whenever we get the chance to speak with people. And peace science, it provides us a path to a more just and peaceful world. So we could use that science from our field to influence public policy, to influence other actors, to influence even our communities, our families, our friends.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get that research out so it will help inform some decisions.
Mm-hmm. So what are some examples of topics in the Peace Science Digest?
Sure. Well, us being the War Prevention Initiative, our first filter, let's say, is research that has to do with preventing war and improving on or making more public the nonviolent alternatives to war.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our first filter of research. And then after that, we look at, whatever's out there, as long as it pertains to that, and as long as it comes from peer-reviewed journals, especially peer-reviewed journals within our field. And if it's good, solid research, then we're interested in it.
Mm-hmm. And where can people access the digest?
So the digest is available online for free, and it's one of our goals, it's one of our promises to always make it available for free online. We just finished the last issue of our first year of the digest, and next year we're trying to figure out a way to offer a subscription to a print issue of the digest too, which can be delivered to your home or office or university. We're in the middle of finalizing that agreement with the printers, but come January that should be ready. And so yeah, online at communication.warpreventioninitiative.com. I'm sorry, communication.warprevention. Let's try that again. Communication.warpreventioninitiative.org.
And we'll put up a link in the description as
Great.
well. So where do you see the future of the digest going? Like, what are your ambitions with it?
Sure. Well, as I said, the goal is to bridge the gap between research and practice. So in order to do that, we would like to reach as many beneficiaries as possible, and those are both likely and unlikely communities. So we've already tapped into our field. A lot of the universities that have conflict resolution programs know about us, and they've given us some good feedback, and we're in constant communication with them to try to improve on the digest. But apart from that, we'd like to reach the media. We'd like to reach public policymakers. We'd like to reach anyone who's interested in this research. So the future really is, spreading the word about the digest and letting people know that it's out there. It's a free resource of concrete, accurate information that, I think the American constituency and the global constituency really needs to know about in order to inform their political decisions, their social decisions, and general attitudes towards war and violence. So it's a great resource, and we're just working to get it out there.
Great. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. And say one more time, the website that people can reach the War Prevention Initiative?
Yes, it is communication.warpreventioninitiative.org.
All right.
And we're also on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, go check out the Peace Science Digest.
All right, thanks a lot, Alex.
Thanks.